Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you're viewing me from. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. I want to say happy birthday to my Leos. We're now in Leo season. So if you're celebrating a birthday today or this month, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. You have great things planned. And I wish you many, many more. Okay. So I do want to do something a little different today. What I'm feeling is, a lot of times on these readings, we just talk about the person that we're no longer with, look at what happened, what they did, or third parties and things like that. But we as a collective never really take accountability to look at maybe where our thoughts were because we're not perfect as well. Okay, so I'm sure that in the relationship that there were some things that you did, or either some things that maybe they projected on you, or either some things that they may have thought that you were doing, because you could have had some little ways about you, some little habits that annoyed them. Okay, let's just be honest and keep it real on this channel. So I want to do like a reading, and I want to do a row, and I want to see like what was going on with that person, and also like what did they project on you, what did they think your flaws or faults were, the things that they felt like you needed to work on and change to help the relationship to prosper, and to grow. Okay, and then if there was a third party, maybe we'll peep in and see what qualities they liked about that third party. But mostly I want to just see about you and them. All right, so before we get started, God, I come before you today for the growth you have fostered in my spiritual life. I recognize this journey is your gift, not by my strength, but by your grace. Help me to remain humble and open to you leading. Continue to nurture me for the fruits of your spirit within me. May I use my growth to bless others and glorify you in all that I do. Thank you for being that constant guide and unfailing source of strength. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so let's just get started. All right, collective. I do call on my archangel, my spirit guides, and God to help me as I do this reading. Protect me from any negativity, any harsh, any negative influence or that someone's trying to project my way, or to myself, my family, or my collective. Tell me, spirit guides, what was it? Tell me something about the person on the collective's mind. What can you tell me about the persons on the collective's mind? This person is currently trying to come up with a strategy, okay? They are strategizing in some way, maybe to come back towards you. They're strategizing as in what could have possibly gone wrong in the relationship. Someone might be writing, journaling, keeping a diary. Someone's withholding feelings for sure because this is locked, okay? The key's at top, so they're not ready to relay this to you, what they're thinking, what they're keeping this to themselves. They're really keeping it locked to themselves. They don't want you to know what they may be up to. Someone's actually trying to get in touch with their spiritual side, okay? They may also, some of you might be traveling. They may be traveling. Someone wants to travel towards you. Maybe some of you moved and they're not really sure where you are right now. They don't know how to contact you. Some of you might live at a distance from this person. Someone is definitely doing a lot of things at night, okay? They're doing a lot of strategizing at night. They're not resting. They're in the head about things. Someone wants to buy you something. Someone also wants to write something to you. So you may receive communication from someone via a text message, a letter. I feel like someone has been writing things, but like deleting it, not sending it, like thinking about sending it, but then don't decide not to send it, okay? Someone could definitely be blocked from you at this point. Someone's looking back at their life, where they've traveled, what they've done. Someone did see you as fulfillment because 21 is the world. So they definitely saw you as fulfillment for them. You completed them in a lot of ways, okay? Tell me something about the collective. What can you tell me about the collective? Why do I have 3 cards? Okay, so I have 3 cards for you. I only asked for 1, but I have 3, so let me show them to you. Let me put them in the order they came in. Okay, so this is what you have, collective. So you do have indecision, community, and man holding the coin. So I do feel like right now you're in your head about this person. You're trying to decide, you know, if you are, for some of you who might be in communication with this person, you're trying to decide if you want to allow this person to come back on your life, into your life. This person, because we're Mercury retrograde, they may have reached out to you, communicated to you, like maybe they want some form of reconciliation. They may be trying to initiate communication, texting, you know, just checking your temperature to see where you are, where you stand, and how you feel. And some of you are just in your head, you know, about what do I want reconciliation? Do I want to move forward? Do I want to go a new path? Repeat, trust them again, try to work on this. And you're really in your head. And I feel like that's because you're still going through your healing phase. You still definitely do have a lot of love for this person, still care for this person. Because I feel like you gave a lot. You may have even overgiven, you know, as far as loving yourself to this person. But there's definitely 2 paths ahead of you, okay, for you. And on this particular path, the spirit is actually trying to guide you to go in this direction as your right path, okay. This would definitely, with this being the 8 out here, there's definitely a lot of inner strength. It's going to take a lot of courage to make this decision, but I think that you are going to make the right decision. And I think that your angels are guiding you. Definitely your spirit guides are guiding you again, okay, because you do have the dove out here. All right, it's trying to tell you which path to go on, followed by your spirit guides, your community, your ancestors, your angels. They are trying to guide you in the correct direction to go to, which is going to be a new love. If you go the right direction, it's going to be a new love. A man holding a coin, someone who's very abundant, someone who has business sense, financial sense, can give great financial advice to you, okay? Someone, and that's another 7. See, they're both 7s. So again, this is somebody that a high level soulmate for you, could be actually a twin flame for you, but it's definitely somebody that God is sending to you, okay? And this is where your angels want you to choose that direction to go towards that new love, even though you're undecided, you know. And I think that you're going to reach a point where maybe if you have not already met someone new and this other person's trying to come in, you will meet someone new, and your past person's going to try to come in, and you're going to be in your head about, do I go back to the past? Do I give this person another chance, him, her, another chance? Or do I move forward with the new person that's in my life? But I do feel like you are going to move forward for the majority of you with a new person in your life, possibly start a business with this person. You guys are going to do something together, definitely for the community, okay? They're going to be very spiritual. You know, I feel like your collective are coming through as very spiritual. And you're definitely going to build something, manifest, and be abundant with that person should you take the right path, okay? And I really feel like you are, because you're being guided to take the right path, okay? So that's what we can say about you and the person. Sorry. All right, so tell me, Spirit guys, what was it that, what went wrong? Like, what was it in this past relationship? What messed this relationship up? Should I put these back? What went wrong with the person on the collective mind? What happened in that relationship? You definitely are polar opposites. And this could have been something that the person that you were dealing with was having a hard time struggling with. The fact that you were opposites, they weren't sure about their stability, okay? They weren't sure if this relationship could be stable, if it can go the distance. Some of you may have different cultures, different religions, different ethnicities, just different thoughts and views, okay? Someone could have come from a more spiritual side, whereas the other was living more in their shadow side. As well, someone could have been a Gemini, with this being yin yang. They could have been Gemini relationship. There also could be some air and earth in this. So it could have been an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, dealing with the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. I also feel like this person had a lot going on. They've seen a lot, done a lot, had a lot in their past that they couldn't let go of. Okay. They saw you as being positive, joyous, kind-hearted, loving. And I feel like this person does have these traits, they'll have these spiritual traits about them, but I feel like they were withholding this from you because they were in their shadow side, because they had dealt with a lot and they just weren't ready to really let someone into their heart. Okay. Tell me about the collective. Yeah, you listen to your intuition. You are very intuitive. So, and I told you that earlier, and I think the person you're going to meet definitely is going to be intuitive, but you're very intuitive. You've reached a point where you've ended the cycle, okay? You're very spiritual. You're a thinking person. Like, you think with your head as well as your heart. I feel like you like to give back. You like to teach. Some of you might be here actually to bring karma to people, to teach them lessons, to help them to elevate to their more spiritual side, okay? Some of you also might like to do things with the community. You could be a writer, an author, reporter. Something you're doing could be global, because we did have the map out here. So you could be doing something that's global or viral in some type of way. You are definitely going to move forward, because this is confirmation on your indecision in the path, with the path that you want to take moving forward. Okay, with you are going to put an end to the past and move forward with on your new journey. Okay, and you are going to be very productive in what you're doing, and I feel like you're going to help the community in a lot of ways, with your gifts that you're receiving from spirit, and you're being spiritually guided to do so. Okay, so some of you might have noticed that some of your spiritual gifts have been increasing. Some of you might have a different outlook, on a different journey, doing things different than what you've done in the past, definitely different careers. Okay, some of you might be thinking about going to school, in school at this point, or getting ready to start school. You definitely elevated, and you're in a higher vibration at this point. Tell me what was going on. Ooh, okay, for the person on the collector's mind, they're not trying to, it's earth sign. I told you I felt that earlier. Okay, so with the Knight of Pentacles, this person definitely wants to take steps to come towards you. They want to take steps to better themselves in some way. They want to work on themselves. They are working on themselves. They might be working on a new job, or looking at getting a new job, finding out what they needed to change about them in order to come to you, what they need to heal. They want to be reliable. I feel like this person was not reliable to you in the past. You couldn't feel like you could depend on them. Maybe they tell you they're going to do things. We're going to pick you up. They're going to make plans with you, never follow through with the plans. Maybe they tell you they're going to spend time with you, never come over, you wait, you prepare. I just feel like they let you down in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, you expected them to be there, okay? They weren't a shoulder for you to lean on when you needed it. But I feel like this person now wants to discipline himself to come in and do the hard work to move towards you, okay? How's the collective feeling about the person? Oh, well, you still told me on the person. All right. So right now you have your heart, your heart closed to this Knight of Pentacles. They want to come in and do the hard work, but right now you're coming across as the Queen of Cups, and you have your heart closed to this person right now. Okay, you gave a lot of love because this cup is closed, and again, a lot of you are coming up as being intuitive, because the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, has emotional stability, full of love, the most loving card that you're going to find, most loving person. So you overgave in this relationship. You gave too much love. You didn't get it back. You nurtured them. You had empathy for them. I feel like this person was able to come and go, blow hot and cold in your life, and they can come back with you and give you a sob story, or tell you a drama or something that happened, and you'd want to help. You have so much empathy for them and sympathy for them too. You just want to be there, be that strength, help them out, get through things, and you take them back because you would feel bad for them, and they knew how to pull on your emotions. Okay. And they just left you feeling out in the cold a lot of times, because you were giving love to them and they weren't returning love to you. You felt insecure in the relationship. They never really made you feel like you were an important part of their life. They never told you how much really meant to them. And if they did say things, it got to a point where you didn't believe it because their actions were not backing up their words in any sense of the way. Or this person also could have just withheld from you as well and not even told you. Okay, so tell me, what type of secrets was the person on the collective mind keeping from them? What were the secret spirits that they were keeping from them? Well, first of all, they were keeping you a secret, okay? So they kept you secret from people that they were dealing with, maybe friends and family. Maybe in the beginning when they first met you, they introduced you to some friends and family because they got this high vibrational person, this loving person, this kind person who could have been different from what they dealt with. But then I feel like maybe when some of their friends, family, and things came around, and they met you and they saw how vibrational you were, and maybe you were making some changes in the collective's mind or their behavior, and you were making them want to elevate, and people around them did not like that. Okay, maybe perhaps they were getting jealous. So your person started backed off a little bit. On how they were displaying affection to you and speaking about how much they like you, and was downplaying it. And I think that you guys reached a point where you really just kind of became a secret because they were maybe dealing with other options. And the reason I say that is because we had the red lipstick. So they were definitely dealing with other people, if not one person, more than one person. And then you guys began to have like basically a secret relationship. They didn't want anyone to know that they were dealing with you. Maybe they said that they were no longer talking to you, they didn't have feelings for you. Okay, but they definitely had kept you a secret. They kept from you too that maybe they were having some financial problems with bank failure out here. They could have been having financial problems. They could just felt like they were struggling at some points, trying to make their own ends meet, and didn't feel like they had anything to offer you. Bank failure doesn't always have to just refer to their money, but they could just be spiritually depleted, okay? And they weren't healed spiritually. They felt empty inside. They didn't feel like they were enough. They felt like they had insecurities that they need to work on. They need to work on their self-love. All right, this person was making a lot of bad choices. They were hanging with the wrong people. This person could have had a smoking habit as well, like to smoke, all right, like to go out, like to party. Your person could have had addictions as well with the alcohol and the smoking out here. They could be addicted, and that smoking could be anything. It could be cigarettes, it could be weed. Well, it can be anything. But I feel like your person could have had some addictions, and they could have gone towards someone that they were able to share these addictions with. Someone that liked to smoke, drink, hang out. Okay, definitely with the red lipstick. Someone that they were intimate with. All right, and this could also be the person that they were intimate with the bank fairy out here could have been someone that they could have tried to start a business with, maybe got a loan from, had financial codependency on, maybe they were codependent on each other, maybe they had just some type of partnership bank accounts, or maybe they owed this person some money. Okay, what was going on? What were some of the secrets that the collective had, that, or at least, okay, yeah, the collective was fighting for what they love. So you kept pouring and pouring and pouring into the relationship, even though you weren't being fulfilled and you felt isolated and you felt insecure in a relationship. The secret was that you were determined to keep fighting for what you love. Okay, you didn't want to give up. You didn't want to give up on your person. You felt like you want to claim what was yours. What else? What other secrets did the collective have? Tell me, spirits, what other secrets did the collective have? You want to set the record straight, okay? You want to set the record straight that you hate nothing about them. So you don't hate this person that you were dealing with. You just knew that it was time to move on, okay? So I think in the beginning you were angry, you're upset, you were disappointed, but I feel like you just reached a point where you just realized, you know what, I'm giving too much. This person is not reciprocating the love. They're not putting forth any time, any effort. They're not showing me that I mean anything to them, and you just got in your head, you just got tired. Maybe this person was just lying and doing things. You had a feeling that they were hooking up with third parties, that there was someone else, but you just knew that they were holding back from you. Okay, so you just want to let them know, look, I don't hate anything about you. I just need to do what was best for me. All right. And I'm no longer fighting for the love. And also, I feel like you want to set the record straight, because I feel like this person, uh, the fact that they were keeping your secret, they were possibly lying on you and doing things, like, you want to know, like, you want to set the narrative, like, no, that's not what happened. What is it? Let's just ask. What does the collective want to set the record straight about? What is the collective? You want justice. You want justice for how this person treated you. You want to set the record straight that things were not fair. You want things to be fair moving forward. You want them to be fair with others. You're only going to accept things that are fair in your life, okay? You've gone through some type of, healing, definitely. And you just want balance. And you want the truth. And I feel like this person lied to you a lot, misled you, manipulated you, and because they held back, like, now you want the truth. You want to know, like, okay, what was really going on? All right. You felt like, yeah, definitely there was emotional manipulation, because you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this person definitely emotionally manipulated you. They detached from you. They were emotionally detached from you, and you just kind of want the truth about what went on. All right. So tell me, so those were the secrets that they felt that you had, and that's the secrets that their collective had. That they had. What is it that's going on in this person's environment? What's going on in this person and collective's mind environment at this point? They're puzzled. They're puzzled about what to do with their life, what direction to go in. They're conflicted. They're confused. But they never thought you would leave. They're confused as to why you left. If some of you just ghosted them and didn't give an explanation as to why you decided to move on from their relationship, they're confused about that. Okay, they're confused also about the decisions that they made and the choices that they made that caused this relationship to come to an end. They feel like they're over their head. They're drowning in their emotions right now. For some of you, your person could actually just feel like they're at rock bottom. They could have let themselves go. Like, maybe they need to clean up their facial hairs if it's a man. If it's a woman, maybe she's not getting her, keeping herself up, just kind of eating a lot, sleeping a lot, just not doing a lot of self-care, okay? This person feels overextended in some type of way. Like, maybe they're giving too much to another relationship, and they're longing for you. Like, they're really longing for you right now, and they're puzzled as to why they made these choices, why they didn't choose you. They miss you. They want to talk to you. They do want a reconciliation. They want to have a family with you. Okay. They did see you as, they want to celebrate. Some of you may actually have a family with this person. So you might have a child with this person. But also, I feel like this person is just dealing with a lot of karmics, and these karmics could be related to their family, okay? Whether it's marital or family that they're born in. So this person could be dealing with a lot of karmics, even third parties, friends, family. This person feel like there were a lot of people hating on their relationship. They were hating on them wanting to be with you. And this person is a little puzzled at this time as to why these people were really hating on you, because they saw you as being loving, being kind, but the family, and it's like, goes back to what I said earlier. I feel like your person was wanting to make some positive changes about themselves, and maybe some of the people who they were with in their environment didn't want to see them grow and become a more positive person, so they put things in their ears to kind of deter them from you, because they didn't like the changes that you were making in your person, okay? Because your person was beginning to be in their masculine energy. They were beginning to be more disciplined. Like, maybe they were working on maybe not smoking no more, cutting back on drinking, just trying to look at things from a more positive aspect, okay? This person was trying to be more of like a man's man, more a gentleman type of way. And maybe before that, your person was a player, and they were thinking about maybe not playing, abandoning their player ways. All right, and people didn't like the changes that this person was making, and they wanted to hold on to them in some sense. All right, so tell me, what's going on in the collective environment at this time? What's going on in the collective environment? All right, now you're feeling close. You're feeling close with your family. You may have met someone. For some of you, you are being intimate. You're sharing more intimacy with your family. You're working more on mutual respect, and you're only allowing yourself to deal with people that are going to give you that mutual respect, and those that are. And you're setting boundaries for yourself. Okay, you're drawing a line in the sand. You know, if you're not respecting me, if you're not giving to me, if you're not positive, you know, that's I can't deal with you. Like you've had enough. You're defending yourself now, okay? And only allow yourself to be in relationships with people who are giving back to you. I feel like some of you may have actually met your soulmate, okay? So you could have met a soulmate. Like I said earlier, you could have met someone. You could have started a new friendship with someone. You might definitely be dealing with a romantic partner, okay? And I feel like you feel a little paranoid about this person that you met, because you're just afraid. You're just being cautious. All right, with paranoid being out here, you're just being cautious. Like this person that you met, that you're developing, that is a soulmate to you, which we even verified earlier, that is a soulmate to you and possibly a twin flame to you. You're just a little cautious and feeling a little guarded as to whether or not you should just open your heart to them because of what you've just gone through with your relationship. And you just want to make sure that this is not just a love affair, but it is something that's going to lead to something, okay? So that's what's going on in your environment. So what is it that the person on the collective mind, what is it that the collective felt like they needed to work on, or what is it that they feel they need to work on about themselves? Yeah, your person needs to work on their intuition. They're trying to follow their intuition right now. They're trying to tap into their spirituality. What else? Yeah, this person wanted control. They need to work on releasing control, okay? They need to work on taking their power back. If they're allowing people to control them, manipulate them, they need to realize that it's not a mental contest. And I feel like this person came at you with the mental contest. Like maybe they felt like they were alpha male or female, and you were the alpha male or female. And maybe they felt like you two were clashing because maybe, you know, they were codependent, you were dependent. Because like I said, you guys were yin yang. But maybe they felt like they needed to outwit you in some type of way. Because maybe you were very intelligent, very smart. You just kind of like going for you, and they could have had some type of intimidation about you and turned it more into like a mental contest. Yeah, again, your person was dealing with some addictions that they also needed to work on. They need to heal from, okay? This person was actually dealing with some negative consequences due to the actions that they had. So this person could have had drugs, pills, alcohol, sex addictions, or even just something in their head, okay? Your person gave in to a lot of illusions. They fell for a lot of illusions, okay, with third parties out here. This person actually self-deceived themselves because they talked themselves out of a good thing, which was you, okay? And this person, again, they just had a lot of bad habits. They had habits that was imprisoning them in their own mind, okay, eroding them, and they needed to work on a lot of their bad habits. What is it that the collective needed to work on? Or what is it that the collective person felt the collective needed to work on with themselves? Yeah, you needed to surrender. You needed to surrender the relationship to God, to the universe. It was time to let go, and you needed to work on letting go. So a lot of you held on to a situation way too long. You had red flags that the relationship wasn't working, but you weren't letting go. And what you needed to work on was surrendering, having faith in the universe that they will give you what you needed, and that you needed to relinquish something that was no longer healthy for you, okay? You needed to work on getting out of your anxiety, okay? You needed to work on your anxiety. Maybe some of you felt like this person put you in a lot of anxiety, stress. Maybe you weren't sleeping. Maybe you're starting to have health problems from everything you're going on with the relationship. You had a lot of jumbled thoughts like what to do. Do I let go? Do I hold on? And this goes back to where we started with you, collective, with indecision. Like you did not know what to do. All right, and you were in your head a lot, and then maybe you thought as well, like, if I let this go, is it the right thing to do? And then maybe after you did surrender, you thought, was it the right thing to do? Did I make a mistake? But no, you didn't. Okay, and that's only because you were dealing with some trauma from the relationship, some residual effects that were left over from the relationship. But now you're actually starting to see things in a better light. Okay, you're going deeper within yourself. You're looking at where you want to be. You're looking more into having that faith with the universe and seeing how the universe is really helping you, healing you, and helping you to move forward. And you're knowing now that yes, you did make the right decision. Okay, so what else is there about the person on the collective's mind? Like, what type of habits did they? Yeah, your person is looking at moving forward. Okay, they want to move forward, they want to progress forward, they want a renewal, they're really hoping for better times with you. Your person might need to get a form of transportation. They might be having something going on with their car, or your person actually could be a mechanic or something who work on cars, but something about transportation. Okay, this person might actually too, some of them, for some of you, your person might be repeating the cycle, like they haven't removed themselves from the environment or people that they're with, and they may be in a process of getting ready to repeat a cycle in life, doing the same things. Okay, yeah, your person also, again, we are having addiction. So your person has some type of substance addiction, whether it's food, alcohol, drugs. Your person also needs to work on refilling their spirit. They need to get back in touch. So your person is feeling lonely inside, they're depressed, okay, and they just feel like they have a lot of anxiety. They feel like their needs aren't being met. They're not happy at all in what they have going on, but they're covering it up. They're trying to hide it from their family and friends. They're trying to hide it from the outside. But I feel like people do see that something's going on with your person. People are curious as to what's going on with your person. All right, your person is just trying to tap into like their owl spirit, like trying to use some wisdom, get some insight as to how to move forward and what to do. They want to try to look at life from a different angle, from a higher perspective, from more than one perspective than how they have been looking for. And this person is actually receiving some good advice, talking to some trusted friend or therapist or someone, and they're actually getting some good advice. They're telling about like what happened with your relationship and what they would like to see from your relationship, and someone's advising them, maybe an older person, a relative, therapist, friend, someone who's been there, done that, and probably trying to tell them like, this is what you need to do. You need to clean yourself up. You need to fight these addictions, heal these addictions. If you really want this person, this is how you need to move forward. We're trying to get them back. Okay, so what is it that the collective, what do you have? Oh my gosh, got too many falling out. I can't. It's like I must have the deck. All right. I gotta do that over. All right. So what is it that's going to be going on with the collective? What's going on with the collective? Yeah, you're celebrating, you're spooning, some of you are spooning. Again, you could have met someone, you're in a new relationship, you're taking care of yourself, you're eating healthy now, all right, you're feeding your soul, okay, so you're doing more spiritual, religious things. I feel like more spiritual things to really nourish your body, feed your soul, okay, you're keeping your mind straight at this point. Some of you might be taking vitamins, having an improvement in health as well. Yeah, you're just being more loving. You're happy. Something could have take off for you in the springtime, so you could have had a birthday in the springtime. But you're experiencing love. You're experiencing more loving relationships. Some of you may be in a new couple relationship, but something about you is growing. You're spiritually growing. You're growing. Your love is growing around you. More people are loving you. Okay, and you're just headed towards, good conditions at this point. You're moving forward. You're leaving a bad thing behind. No more regrets. Okay, you're moving quietly, like you're not messing with anybody. You're in your own lane. You're doing your own thing. You have a lot of good fortune coming to you. You're just ready to take a bite out of life and see what life has to offer you. Okay. And you're just at a point where you're just cutting ties. You're cutting ties with things that are no longer healthy for you or beneficial to you. All right, you're tired of always trying to hold something together that's just not working for you. All right, and so you're just moving forward. So what is it that the collective person, like, what is it? What traits did the collective have that were attractive to the person that they were dealing with? Like, what did they see was so attractive about them? Some of you could have had red hair. Some of you could have been natural. Some of you could have had long curly hair. Someone could have liked to wear black. Some of you could have just liked to just be peaceful, hang out by water. Maybe you guys did things by water a lot, okay? Someone could like to dress up in street fashion. Fashion could have been young, could have been more hip. They like that about you. Could have had long black hair, like to wear red lipstick, okay? Long wig, long weaves, your own hair. Some of you could have had straight hair, blonde hair. They liked about you. Someone could have had green eyes. Someone could have had high cheekbones. Okay, they thought was very cute, and someone really could have kept their eyebrows done. Something about the eyebrows, and again with the red lipstick. Okay, somebody actually could have had hazel eyes out there. What features did the collective like about their person? What turned them on about their person? Okay, so your person could have liked to wear makeup. Okay, your person could have been brown skin, African American, black hair. Okay, your person and also what makeup out here, not just like wear makeup, but it was like maybe like their facial expressions, the expressions that they can make, their funny faces. Maybe they just did like little things just that you thought was cute about them, by expressions they made. Your person could have worn long nails. Okay, your person could have had a very sharp face, keen nose, blonde hair, brown hair. Your person could have liked to wear black, like wear a lot of black clothing, like to share a lot of skin, dress provocative. Your person could have been a woman. Okay, with brown hair. What? Anything else? It was just for. Oh, okay. And again, your person could have been dark skin. So some of you definitely could have been dealing with the African American or someone of darker tone skin. And what is it? Lastly, like with everything that's going on, what would the person's, as far as the collective, what would the collective like to say to the person that they're no longer in contact with, if they're no longer in contact? What loving message? Because they said that they hate nothing about them. So what would the collective like to say to their person? They do think of you, the collective. You do think of your person sometime, okay? And you do think about maybe reaching out to them, texting them, just checking on them, see how they're doing, say hello, okay? I do feel like you do want to let your person know that you've transformed, you've healed, you moved on. You may want to tell them that you're surprised about something that they're doing. Like maybe you found out something like your person collective is doing and you're surprised about it. And you want to tell them like something that you see about them, okay? Yeah. Some of you might be interested in actually speaking and having a friendship with the person that you let go from the past, okay? And maybe you have been looking at some of their pictures, being nostalgic about some of the things that you had with them. And some of you actually did, feel like you had a lot of interest. You just felt like, you had a blooming romance, all right? Some of you feel like you want to flirt a little bit with your person, and maybe some of you actually do want to go out on a date and work on, better times with your person. But you also feel getting intimate with them again, okay? Because you feel like they're gonna run. You feel like if you did give to your person again, they would just run from you because they would feel the intimacy with you, all right? And they will let go, and you're afraid that like they may have found a new love, or they might be in another relationship, okay? And what is it that your person would like to say to you, collective? What would your person like? What loving messages, or what would your? Oh, okay. They would like to say that they want to take a risk with you. They want to take a risk and come back towards you. They want a new beginning with you, okay? They're trying to put tragic endings to things that are going on in their life. They're trying to end some things. but they would like to come back towards you. Yeah, see, they're trying to cut ties with family, friends, old relationships, third parties. They want to come out of silent treatment with you. They want to stop a pattern that they've had with you, and not only with you, but with other relationships that they've had, that they've seen it themselves doing the same pattern in all these relationships. But they need time. They need time to work on this. They need time to cut these ties. They need time to work on themselves. They need time to, maybe if they're trying to get rid of addictions, get their money out, or do it. Lord Jesus, if they need to work on their finances. This person saying that they got to cut ties with something in the past. They're going to need time to do this, to put closure, to put the nail in the coffin to all these things, and to build their finances up, okay? This is what your person wants to say. They do want to manifest you and come back towards you. All right? So that's what we have going on with the story today about what your collective, what how your person viewed you, how you viewed them, your positives, your negatives, their loving things and things they felt like you needed to work on, and the same for them. All right, so if this resonated with you, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, comment, hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post another video. And until then, have a great day.